Hi folks, today we'll do something a little different. I will try to deconstruct Hans Zimmer's Mombasa track from the movie Inception from the point of view of zebra. We are not going to do deep dives into any specific patches and how to make them. If there is interest, let me know in the comments and we can take a look at that. And this is all Zebra 2. The history is that I made a mocked version of this track a while ago, and the patches are all available for download. It's free. I'll put them in the description. So what I want to do is go through some of these patches. Okay, for example, the opening. That I thought it was an actual recording of an actual play, but it turned out that it was Zebra. Howard Scar, I hope you all know who he is. Okay, he is kind of the main sound designer that Zimmer counts on, at least until recently. And he confirmed that the original sound kits were all Zebra and played live, and then they tweaked the MIDI in Cubase. The person who played was called Satnam. Okay, so it was great to hear, and it kind of confirmed my belief that these sounds could be replicated in Zebra. Okay, and so the initial part is mostly a bass drum and that snare beat that you have. So let's listen to it. And the only other thing I used here is this conga type beat. The only reason I did that is because I wanted it to match that original track. Okay, and then in the next section, strings join. Strings were very interesting to make in Zebra because you have something called the comb filter. And this is all Zebra 2, by the way, not Zebra 3. Okay, this was done a while ago, maybe a few years ago. So the strings. Let's listen to the track first. Okay, I'll just only play the strings here. That, and this is done using many patches. Let's listen to some of them. That's one. So about 5 different string patches playing together to give you something close to an actual string sound. Yeah, playing them all together, and then you kind of add the other beats and stuff. Yeah, you can get by with that. Okay, and then you also get the bass kind of join in, and there are a couple of nice bass sounds in there. Okay, so let's just take a look at this. It's right here. So there are essentially 2 bass sounds. One is that, and then you have a very much more sharper stab. And together they kind of play nicely. And later on there's a big brass bram comes in, right? So along with the strings, it sounds like. Right, and then you have some of the high strings. It goes into the high string territory right there. So it goes like. I'm purposely not playing all the patches together because I don't want YouTube to flag me and punish me for copyright violations. I hope you understand that. All right, so the high strings are right here, so you can hear them. Right, I think that's about it. They play in the higher registry, so you hear something like. And a couple of interesting bass sounds here. So it was. And then there's a bend sound. So that comes in, it's right here. So you can hear this. Yeah. Then we go into a much quieter tension building part, which is pretty much all strings, right? So you have the strings. And when you go here, so this was really fun to do. And if you really know, there are places where pretty much just a pad type sound is used, just to boost that that whole orchestral section. All right, and once this is done, it goes into, again, it goes into a build up again, right? Right, and then it quiets down at some point, right? Somewhere here it quiets down, and that's when kind of the guitars enter, right? Yeah, that's pretty much a zebra sound, guaranteed. And then the guitars comes in. So let's hear that. It's very hard to do guitars with a synthesizer, mainly because when it comes to guitars and cello and all these instruments, it's not really about the sound, it's also about the player. It's a lot of the playing, and it's really hard to get that done in a synthesizer. Oh, so this is very interesting sound. Yeah, it goes something like that. So then it's also high sound here. And when you all put it all together, it just blasts out. Yeah, it works. It sounds great. None to my credit, but it's all in the original composition, right? I think many of Hans's creations, you can play it in any form and this still sounds great, mainly because the power is in his melodies and his arrangement and everything. I'm a huge fan, if you don't already know. Okay, so that's about it. If you are really interested in the patches, you can download it. They are in the description. Let me know in the comments if you are interested in knowing how to create any of these patches. We can do a walkthrough in one of the sessions, not a problem. However, it's all Zebra 2. So in my opinion, Zebra 2 is a very capable synth still. Yuhei is going to be supporting Zebra 2 for a very long time. And so it'll exist in parallel with Zebra 3 for a very long time. So this was fun. Please let me know what you thought about it, and I will see you next time.